We are back with more news, and we start with some. In my opinion, we start with some awesome news. With the fact that Jay Briscoe's daughters, who sustained. Jay Briscoe's daughters are heading home from the hospital. They had been there since the car accident, and it is amazing to hear that they are doing well enough that they are able to head home. And I can't imagine what they're still going through, but the fact of the matter is, I think now that they are all together and have the opportunity to go home, the healing may be able to start a little bit, you know. At least I hope. I do very much hope that that is the case. I still wish nothing but the best for the Briscoe family and those affected by the unfortunate events from last month, or from earlier this month. It still shakes the wrestling world, and I wish nothing but the best to Jay, Jay's wife and his daughters and his son, and Mark, everybody involved, and yeah, God bless. Um, but also, just announced New Japan. No surrender, no surrender fallout, meaning the likely on the Impact after no surrender. Kenta is sticking around. He is not just competing with fellow Bullet Club members at No Surrender against Motor City Machine Guns and Kushida. He will be appearing at the Impact following No Surrender to fight Speedball Mike Bailey. Speedball versus Kenta will burn the house down, or bring the house down, as it will be an incredible match. An incredible match. Like 100% a incredible contest. It will be. Josh Alexander and Speedball almost went for an hour when the Speedball challenged for the Impact Wrestling World Championship. And the fact of the matter is, I guarantee if you thought that was a clinic, then Speedball versus Kenta will be just as good, maybe even better. But now we move to something else, and that is Omos is set to challenge Brock Lesnar, or extended a challenge to Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, or should I say fellow Hurt Business member Bobby Lashley, are, in my opinion, have some unfinished business to handle, and we tried to figure that out yesterday in the news video, when that match would likely happen between Lashley and Lesnar, and I still do believe that it is possible that we may see that happen at Crown Jewel in May, because Brock usually is a part of Crown Jewel in May. So I think that that is a possibility that we could see Crown Jewel host the official ending of this series between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. But if Bobby Lashley is actually going against Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, if Lashley is actually getting challenged by Bray at WrestleMania, then I think the advent of the Hurt Business, or the return of the Hurt Business, will help Bobby Lashley, number one. And number two, I think that Lashley needs the Hurt Business against Bray Wyatt more than Brock Lesnar needs to fight Bray Wyatt. And maybe, just maybe, WWE went the way that they did to give Bray a better match at WrestleMania. Not to say Bray versus Brock would not have been a good match, But I think everybody knows how Brock works at this point. If Brock wants to compete, if Brock wants to put in the effort, then Brock will put in the effort. But if not, then Brock won't. It's just a question, would Brock actually put in the effort in a match against Omos? Because Brock would have to be the leader. Brock would have to be the one dictating everything in his match with Omos. As Omos can't lead, Omos can't do this, Omos can't do that. Omos has to be the one that is Brock has to lead. And can Brock lead in a match against Omos? I don't know. We haven't seen Brock lead in a while. I'm not saying Brock's incapable of doing it. Brock is capable of doing it. But would Brock versus Omos be the best use of Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? Again, I don't know. Also, the initial plan at Royal Rumble was Finn Balor versus Edge at Royal Rumble to reassume their series. I kind of agree that the Royal Rumble was not the best place to do it. Because if you're going to do the Hell in a Cell match like it was planned at Royal Rumble and have the Demon King return, then the fact of the matter is, that should have been the blow-off of the feud. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That should have been the blow-off of the feud. And the rumor was that was not going to be the blow-off, and that they were going to go the route of having that match take place at the Rumble, and then the same intergender tag team match take place at Elimination Chamber. So in my opinion, that shouldn't have happened. And it's good that it didn't, because it would have damaged the credibility. It would have further damaged the credibility of the Hell in a Cell, which in my opinion, the Hell in a Cell should only be a blow-off. It should not be a continuation. So the fact that they were planning on doing a continuation would kind of, make you scratch your head about the reason why they would even think about putting him in the elimination, putting the Hell in a Cell at Royal Rumble. So the fact that Edge was not able to compete in a Hell in a Cell match and be there to build up the Hell in a Cell because of his filming schedule, it was a blessing in disguise, because it allowed WWE to not waste the return of Hell in a Cell on a match that should be the blow-off, and it allowed them to go the route that they wanted to go with the intergender tag team match. Now, does this mean Edge and Finn Balor are not going to fight each other at WrestleMania? No, they most likely are. It's just a matter of, will it be Hell in a Cell? The other reason that they did not bring back the Demon at Royal Rumble, is because they didn't see that the Demon fit the Judgment Day faction. And it's like, the Demon doesn't fit a dark cult-like stable? Doesn't the Demon fit that type of stable? Like, isn't it, designed for the Demon? It's like, I don't know if I agree with that. But I do agree with the fact that the Hell in a Cell, the scrapping of the Hell in a Cell was the right decision, because the Hell in a Cell should not have been featured at Royal Rumble if it was not the blow-off for the feud. That's what WWE needs to focus on now, and they need to focus on allowing the Hell in a Cell to be the blow-off again, and only happening when it needs to, not happening because it's a pay-per-view. So if the Hell in a Cell does happen in WrestleMania with Edge and Finn Balor, I would hope that Edge and Finn Balor end at WrestleMania. But also, we need to send some well wishes over to Stevie Richards, who is having neck and spine issues, and is having some health issues that he's going to keep us up to date on his YouTube channel. I know Stevie Richards is a big proponent of DDP yoga, but I wish nothing but the best to the wrestling legend, and hope that he is able to find peace with whatever health issues that are troubling him at this point. And also, Batista is set to finally be heading into the WWE Hall of Fame as the headliner for this year's class. More information to come on the Hall of Fame as we find out about it, but it is very well deserved for Batista to finally be going into the Hall of Fame after not being able to go in because of a filming schedule a couple of years ago, and now is accepting, more than likely, the headliner spot for the class of 2023. With that being said, though, I will see you in the next video.